This is episode 2 of Meditation Mondays, and I'm Daryl Gregory. And so last week I gave you a little bit of an overview of meditation and my credentials and such. And so we're just going to go from there. If you want to go back and look at that episode, you can do that. Um, so. Let's talk about what you should do to begin a meditation session. And, I have a lot of thoughts about that because sometimes it's difficult for me to sit down and just start. It's it's not easy to do, and sometimes when you sit down, you're not in the right frame of mind and you think you're doing it wrong and all sorts of stuff. So should you just plop down and start noticing stuff, ring your bell or start your app, or should you have a bit of a routine? And I think that a routine is always a good way to start out, and get yourself into a focus, into sitting down and starting to notice and starting to know why you're there. So, when you come into the room to meditate, you want to allow yourself to be completely in the moment. So, when you come in, don't try to change anything. Don't say, "Okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to meditate right now. I'm going to clear my mind. I'm going to clear everything, and you know." This is going to be the best meditation session ever. So that's really not beneficial to noticing and being aware. What you want to do is come into the room just as you are. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to say, okay, now it's time to meditate. I need to be like this. It's just come in, sit down, find your seat, and begin. So, we always come in with thoughts, with joy, with disappointments, with anxieties, but the point of meditation is to sit, you sit with those feelings and to just notice them and let them flow past and keep noticing them and keep coming back to the breath. A great way to start is to check in. So you don't want to just sit down, ring the bell, and start. So before you start, you want to ask yourself, how am I feeling? How is my body feeling right now? How is my mind? What is going on with my mood? What's the quality of my mind? Is it busy? Is it dull? Am I tired? You have to check in and ask yourself what's going on. Um, so there's no good or bad way to start a meditation. I mean, there's no good or bad feeling to start a meditation. When you sit down, if you're feeling bad, that's okay. If you're feeling good, that's okay as well. You just go with it. You're showing up as you are, but you do need to know how you're showing up. So let's do a body scan together. So just find a comfortable seat for right now. If you're sitting on the floor, cross-legged, fine. If you're sitting on a cushion, that's great. I'm sitting in a chair. So let's ground our feet. Find a nice foundation with our feet flat on the floor, and let's start at our feet. And we're going to hold each body part just for a moment. You can think about that body part. You can maybe even thank that body part. So thank you, feet, for supporting me all day long. But just go through, see how it feels. If you feel some tension, if you feel some achiness, just notice it. So let's start with our feet. Noticing the feet, noticing your toes, maybe lift your toes a couple of times. Notice how your feet are solidly on the floor. And yeah, thank you, feet, for supporting me all day, for helping me mow the lawn today, for helping me walk around my classroom today, or do my job. And let's work our way up through our legs, knees, noticing the knees, noticing the legs, how they bend. Do we have any pain in the knees? Do we have any pain? Or are our knees feeling good today? How are they feeling? And up through the torso, noticing your spine. Spine is long, the back is strong. Noticing our rib cage, noticing how we feel in that middle section of our body. Is it easy to breathe? Noticing our arms, noticing our shoulders. Our shoulders carry a lot of emotional weight. When we start to get stressed, our shoulders come up near our ears. Bring your shoulders up near your ears and just let them go. Drop your shoulders, drop your baggage. Notice your neck. Notice your face and your face muscles. Just let them relax. Notice the crown of your head going up towards the ceiling. Yes. And just being okay with how your body has shown up at this moment in time. There's nothing to do about it, just noticing it. And notice how you're going to sit with what your body has shown up with. Now, while we're up in our head, let's think about our mind. So what are the quality, how are you feeling? How is your mind at this point in time? Are there emotions present? You don't have to name them. You don't have to say, I am happy, I am angry, I am sad, whatever. But you just need to notice them. Notice if there are emotions. Maybe there aren't any emotions right now. Maybe you feel at ease. But just be aware, be present. And what are the quality of the thoughts right now? Is your mind buzzing? Is your mind calm? Is it sleepy? These are things that you think about and you notice before you start to meditate. So take an inventory, do a body scan, notice your thoughts, notice how you're feeling. And then remember from last week that we have 3 parts to our meditation. So we're going to find a comfortable seat. Like I said, I'm sitting on a chair. I'm not sitting back in the chair and relaxing. I'm sitting up. My back is long. My feet are on the floor, flat on the floor, good foundation. My sit bones are evenly distributed on my chair. If you're sitting on the floor, cross-legged, maybe you might want to put a pillow beneath your sit bones so your hips are a little bit higher than your knees. Hands are comfortable on my thighs, palms down. You can also grab or place your hand within each hand in a mudra and place that at your belly. It gives you a little bit of a focus if you need to have something to focus on. So I'm sitting like this with my hands in this position. And then we start to notice the breath. Notice the breath coming in through our nose and out through the nose. I know it's allergy season, so if you're having some trouble breathing in and out, breathe how it's comfortable. Breathe comfortably, but notice the breath coming in and the breath coming out. And then we start to notice the thoughts. And the brain is a thinking organ. That's what it does. That's what it's designed to do. It thinks, it brings up thoughts, it brings up memories, and there's nothing we can do about the thoughts that come up except to notice them and let them go. So the analogy of standing alongside a river, as the river flows by, you don't try to stop the river and gather all the water in so you can look at all the water. No, you just let it flow by. So one of the big things to take in during a meditation is to remember that you are not your thoughts. So if a thought comes up and it's, a disturbing thought or something that maybe alarms you, just know that that's not you. It's just a thought. And you notice it and you let it go and come back to the breath. If you start to get entangled in any of your thoughts, notice that and come back to the breath. It's not a bad thing to follow a thought, and we will all follow thoughts, but the practice is to come back to the breath. So we may have 1,000 thoughts and we come back to the breath 1,000 times. But then next time we practice, it's 100 thoughts and we come back to the breath 100 times. And then it becomes 10. And that's what the practice is all about, coming back. So if you're new to meditation, some tricks that you can use are you can count the breath, you can count breathing in, breathing out. That's 1. Breathe in. 2. Breathe out. So you're not actually saying the numbers out loud, you're thinking them. And don't go too high, go to maybe about 5 or so, and then come back to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back to 1. You can do that. You can say, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. One of my favorite meditation forms is called centering prayer. In centering prayer, you choose a word like peace, and you use that as a word to center yourself. So breathing in peace, breathing out peace. So those are some tools that you can use to keep yourself centered, to keep yourself anchored on the breath. Do you need to use them? No, you don't. I think next week we'll talk about our eyes being open and eyes being closed. But for right now, if you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, you can close your eyes. I keep my eyes open. It's the way that I was taught. Eyes open makes me more present and aware. So, okay. So let's find our seats. Let's find ourselves sitting upright. Back is strong. Front is soft. Start to find your breath. When I meditate online, I like to turn my chair away from the camera so I don't have to look at all the other people on the Zoom call or whatever call it is. So if that's something you want to do. So noticing your breath. And if you notice a thought is getting sticky, just say, I'm thinking, and come back to your breath. Take in a deep breath. Do another quick body scan, starting from your feet, going up through your legs, through the torso, your arms. Maybe bring a little bit of movement to your fingers, your shoulders, neck, and notice your mind. How are you feeling now? So meditation is one of those things that are very simple. You write it down on paper. There are 3 steps. Find a seat, notice your breath, notice your thoughts. 3 simple things, but not necessarily easy. And it's a lot easier to do with a group. So I hope that you can join me on Mondays, Meditation Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will meditate together. Guys, have a wonderful week. You can join me for yoga on Wednesday and Friday this week, and I hope to see you there. Take care. Bye-bye.